Verse 22. On the next day, the crowd that remained on the other side of the sea saw that there had been only one boat there, and that Jesus had not entered the boat with his disciples, but the disciples had gone away alone. Okay, so what happens? The next day, they paid attention. There was this one boat, right? Now that boat's not there anymore, but the disciples left in that boat. But Jesus didn't get into that boat. So where is Jesus, right? So he wasn't in the boat, so he ought to be on this side still. Okay, that is, the logical conclusion that you will draw, at least from their experience about, people don't walk on water. Verse 23. Other boats from Tiberias came near the place where they had eaten the bread after the Lord had given thanks. So, as boats do, and people do, after the night when there was a storm, now it's calm, right? Now the fisherman comes out, people come out, they're moving stuff around, kind of normal. So they came now here to this place where, as John stated, they have eaten the bread. Right, that's an important point, because it points again as well to the fact that what happened there and what ultimately is going to be the reason why they're going to search for Jesus. Okay, so yes, and it says, well, it happened after he had given thanks. Verse 24. So when the crowd saw that Jesus was not there, nor his disciples, they themselves got into the boats and went to Capernaum seeking Jesus. Now, kind of logical here, what would happen is these guys would kind of ask, so there are boats that coming from the other side, they will ask questions from these people. Okay, so that's kind of logical. Jesus is not here. They can't find Jesus anywhere. With 5,000 men running around there, someone ought to see him. And no one is seeing him, so that would imply he's not there. The boats came from the other side, the one boat left, so yeah, sure, he could have walked off in the night time and walked around the lake, On our way here to the Twin Towers, I think it would have been, the 3 odd kilometers we were away from here would have been a lot faster walking than it was in taking the taxi. I just didn't want to drive here for the simple reason that the way people drive here. And actually more important, just plain simply finding a parking place here is very difficult, and then to get back to the hotel and find the parking place is as well very difficult. Okay, so just getting at that, yes, it's possible, so you could have walked around. It might even be sometimes, especially with a strong wind blowing against you, faster walking around. But then you have your boat on the other side and you are on this side, and if you need to get the boat again to go fishing, then it's on the wrong side. Okay. Right, so they went in the boats, they went to Capernaum to seek Jesus. Now they most likely would have asked these people, some of them would have said, no, there's no one like that came at the night time, right? Story spread, it's not as if they're fools, right? Okay, they would tell each other, no boat came to Tiberias, so where is kind of the other place that they could go to? Well, it would be Capernaum. So since they came from there, most likely they said it's not there, so nobody came, so what is the other place to go to? Is going to get into the boat and go to Capernaum. Verse 25. When they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, Rabbi, when did you come here? So, it's like, how is it possible to find someone on the other side? It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. No, it's not looking for a needle in a haystack, right? Because it's like looking for a needle amongst lots of other needles, kind of idea. And all the needles can speak and they can say which needle is ultimately the correct one. Okay, that's going to help. Or the needles can say, we've seen him that side of the haystack or something like that. Okay, so ultimately the people of Tiberias can say, no, it's not there, so what's other logical? Go to Capernaum, getting there. And they could have asked questions as well, and they could have pointed him out to where Jesus is. Okay, so they found him. Okay, again, this is not to Sherlock Holmes kind of logic here, this is just plain simple. And so they asked him at the end of the verse, so Jesus, we're Rabbi. Okay, so the rabbi word was explained way back in the beginning already, so they just keep on using that word since it's already been explained for the readers. And they asked him, so when did you come here? Verse 26. Jesus answered them, truly, truly, I say to you, you are seeking me not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves. Right, now this is an interesting thing. Okay, firstly, the question was, when did you come here? Now you would expect an answer. The disciples went off. They didn't wait for me, so I had to kind of walk on water. I caught up to them up there in the middle of the lake. Got into the boat. They rowed on. They got to the other side. So, looking at my watch, maybe about 4 hours ago, kind of, give or take a few seconds. That's kind of what you expect, but with Jesus and his answers and questions to his answers, he always gives the correct answer, not the answer, the correct answer to the question and asking. Okay, and the question, actually, the reason why they're even looking for him. And so you say, I know you're not seeking, truly, again, it's said twice, so this is really important. I know you are not seeking me for the sign. It's not because ultimately you saw bread turn into lots of bread kind of idea, but because you ate. You ate that bread, right? You got your fill. Now, if someone provides you with an income and life kind of, people tend into, this is now my boss, I need to listen more carefully to him, I don't want to anger him or anything like that because he can stop giving me this kind of idea as well happening here, right? We ate, and so now wow, that's nice, we don't need to go back to work, he can feed us. He can be now this king as I wanted him to be, since he with nothing could give them, a little bit of 5 barley loaves and 3 fishes, could give them all of this. Then sure, if he's a king, then he can even do more, right? That kind of idea.